Hi, I'm an artist, and today we will try to paint something with only the lasso tool. So for anybody who is unfamiliar, lasso is something that allows you to draw and instantly fill an area like this. And in Krita, this is actually not a tool, but a brush called shape fill like this. And because this is a brush, there are a few little neat things you can do with it, like making it an eraser by pressing E or setting the opacity of the brush by sliding this bar on top of the screen over here. Which, to be honest, I don't really know if this is the same with Photoshop, like you can do those things with the lasso fill in Photoshop, but I think it should be. Like, I have seen people doing the figure sketch with lasso fill and it does look quite transparent. Anyway, I am curious about that though, so please tell me in the comment section. Now coming back to our video. For this challenge, I decided to paint this orange. I really enjoyed how the shadow of the leaf formed a very interesting shape, and also the edge of the shadow is kinda brightened up a little bit with some orange or red shade. And well, to be honest, at first I was worried that it might be a little bit too simple as it was just an orange in a white void after all. I had to remind myself that this was something I wasn't familiar with. Like, I don't really think I have ever used lasso fill before, so having something on the simpler side of things would be the smarter choice. So yeah, that was why we were painting this orange for today. And the first thing I did was picking out some colors for the painting. And at first, you could see that I was trying to pick colors on my usual gray background, but I realized the gray made the color I picked look quite dull compared to the original one, which were on a white background. So it was quite difficult to pick something close to the reference. And because of that, I had to put out a lighter or near white background first and then put all the colors I picked on top there to compare to the original. Then, when I had something close enough, I put them in a line to form a palette up there. So that's kinda a little tip if you want to pick similar colors to the reference. And then we were on the sketching step. And to stay true to the challenge, I didn't use another brush for this. Instead, I sketched by trying to draw some shapes. And at this point, I remembered I was trying to make some pretty accurate shapes from the get-go, but quickly gave up on that when it got to the stem and leaves part because those things were quite on the complicated side, and I could do some correction later down the line, so no need to stress over whether the shape was accurate or not at this point. And then here's my plan for today's painting challenge. And originally I thought I would be using the lasso fill on 100% opacity, but then I was like, isn't that a little bit too similar to the hard brush challenge? Like, technically, lasso fill can also be cutted as a brush with hard edge too, So I didn't really wanted to create another half-cracked egg 2.0, and I needed to do something new. This is another video after all, and I think at this point the footage may reveal my plan already, but yeah, I lowered the opacity and layered a bunch of transparent shapes on top of each other, and thanks to that, I was able to create this kind of feather out edge, which I have to say, I am a really big fan of that look. Yeah. Once I was happy with the shape and also more importantly the edge, I put it in a group layer, made another new layer on top, put the inherit alpha thingy on, and started to go ham with all the rendering and stuff. And if you were like, what the hell you just talk about? Well, may I recommend you to another video that looks like this, with a title like this, in order to find out. And it is a good video, I swear, but it's just my personal opinion though. Anyway, by doing the inherit alpha thing, I was able to easily maintain the really lovely edge I had created while adding all the shadow, the texture, the details on top to make this orange color blob look like an actual orange fruit. And that's basically all my steps for any part of the painting, including the leaves and also the orange shadows, like making the base shapes with a bunch of transparent shapes on top of each other, and then new layer with inherit alpha, and then render, and done. Okay, now let's talk about my feeling about the challenge itself. And surprise, I really love how this one turned out. And my most favorite part was actually the edge, of course. Like it looked kinda soft, but also really clean at the same time, which makes sense considering how the tool worked. But I don't really know how to put how I feel into words. But this kind of edge truly looked very pleasant to my eyes. And I was about to compare it to cotton candy, but it felt like it wasn't enough. Like it's like this is not just soft, you know. So maybe cotton candy with some crystal sugar flakes sprinkled on top, maybe. Like that sounds very unrealistic and potentially quite uncomfortable to consume in my opinion. But it does sound pretty though. So I would take it, I guess. And to be honest, even though I did expect I would enjoy this kind of edge because it did look quite nice in my brain, I didn't expect I would like it this much though. Like, wow. But anyway, my second favorite part was the leaf shadows casted on the orange, which was not that surprising as that was also my favorite part of the reference as well. But for this one, well, I am currently kinda on the fence about it because looking back at this now, I think past me could actually push the value and the saturation a little bit further. And what do you mean by that? Well, I could have made the shadow part a little bit darker than the orange-red part on the edge there. I could have made it redder and pop out a little bit more. But at the same time, I enjoy the fact that the edge so much that I think the softer, not as dark, not as saturated colors also contributed greatly to that overall really pleasant vibe of the whole painting. Like I like that vibe so much that at the end of the painting, past me actually went in and changed the off-white background to a softer yellow. So everything looked even more softer, even more fluffier than the first color. So yeah, that's the reason why my feeling was a little bit torn, like all over the place about this shadow part of the painting. Like on one hand, I could see the potential, what it could be like, a rich shadow with a nice pop color. And on the other hand, I was enjoying the current vibe so much that I really don't think I should change anything about this one. And yeah, at the end, I did choose to go with the vibe of the painting. So you could say that I did make up my mind on this matter. But still, like think about what could have been, what could have been. But that's just my opinion though. Please let me know about yours as well. I would love to know as I am nosy. Well, curious, that's a nicer way to put it. And anyway, I think the orange is about done. Let's check out the result, shall we? So that was the challenge for this video. I personally enjoyed it a lot, like it was a really nice change of pace for me. Hope you like the orange as well. For now though, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you have a great day / night ahead and see you later.